The Federal Capital Territory was created in 1976 from parts of the states of Old Kaduna, Kwara, Niger, and Plateau states, with the bulk of land mass carved out of Niger State. Unlike other states of Nigeria, which are headed by elected governors, it is administered by the Federal Capital Territory Administration, headed by a minister who's appointed by the president. And we have a new minister of the FCT, ladies and gentlemen, one that shocked a lot of us, Mr. Wike. He has been very vocal since assuming office and is not mincing words in his commitment to sticking to and fixing the Abuja master plan. My guest on the program walks with us through the commitments he's been making and the probability of success in these endeavors. Meanwhile, we focus on the era of Wike on our FCT in Focus and update you on major stories from the seat of power. This is Dateline Abuja. Hello and welcome to Dateline Abuja. I am Kayla Megwa. Let's begin with that update. What happened this week in the Bola Tinubu presidency? Please watch this.
President Bola Tinubu today advances diplomatic drive for economic development and investment attraction as he engaged extensively in a bilateral discussion with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa in New York ahead of the United Nations General Assembly. The spokesperson to President Tinubu, Ajuri Ngelale, in a statement after the meeting, stated that the president asserted that Africa must have a consensus view that the hundreds of billions of dollars spent through international development finance over the years must meet the specific needs of developing democracies in Africa, even if it is done with exclusive regard for their own enlightened self-interest. Referencing President Tinubu's quick implementation of what he called brave economic reforms, the South African president agreed that the two countries have much more wealth to create together in close and international partnership, with each nation leveraging on each other's respective strengths. President Bola Tinubu has called for enhanced international cooperation and partnership with African nations to enable them to achieve sustainable development goals. Addressing world leaders during the general debate of the 78th United Nations General Assembly, President Tinubu says the development of Africa must be seen as a priority, and not just for Africa, but also for the rest of the world.
Africa is not a problem to be avoided, nor is it to be pitied. Africa is nothing less than the key to the world's future.
The Abuja Light Rail project will be completed in the next 8 months. The China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, led by its chairman, Mr. Jason Zhang, made the commitment during the visit to the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, at the presidential villa in Abuja. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications, Mr. Kingsley Nwacha, Senator Shettima says the Abuja Light Rail project remains dear to the administration of President Bola Tinubu and Nigerians. He called on the Federal Capital Territory Administration to engage an operational company that will quickly see to smooth takeoff of the rail project. Former Head of State General Abdulsalami Abubakar is urging all Nigerians, especially the ruling class, to see the task of nation building as a duty for all. General Abubakar was speaking at a book launch with the theme Conversations on Nigeria and the Task of Nation Building, which was unveiled in Abuja. He further cautioned that if acts that will endanger the peace and security of the country are not advanced, the divisive rhetoric currently being experienced in the country is capable of taking Nigeria back to the pre-Civil War era.
A necessary step for the much desired progress is to examine how the past was charted. This is where the book we are unveiling today, The Making of Modern Nigeria, from pre-colonial era to date, becomes auspicious.
And the House of Representatives ad hoc committee, which is investigating the disposal of public property, is issuing a warning to the Nigeria Customs Service after the agency once again ignored its summons. The chairman of the committee, Mr. Julius Ihobere, warns that whatever games the service is playing will catch up with the agency and it must appear before it.
Customs is not here, and I have made my comments about them, that they will not get away with this arrogance of power they think they have. They are not more powerful than the National Assembly. And when the call comes to become, we shall know who is who. If they are playing a game to delay until substantive committees begin to sit, they will be joking.
The leadership of the Medical and Health Workers Union are asking the federal government to approve a pay rise for its members and address other demands that have been submitted to the Ministry of Health, as the union would not hesitate to support the decisions of the Nigeria Labour Congress should they decide to go on strike in the days ahead. The acting president of the union, Mr. Kabiru Minijibir, made the call at the 49th National Executive Council meeting of the union in Abuja. The union urges the federal government to urgently conclude the ongoing negotiations with organised labour and set timelines for the implementation of resolutions.
This conglomerate, under the leadership of our union, has embarked on many struggles and engagement with the federal government on many issues. Among these issues was government failure to address our flagship attestation for contest adjustment. We shall continue to monitor development in the ongoing negotiation of organized labor with government. The union, as an important affiliate of the NLC, will respond accordingly anytime the Congress places a call.
The leadership of the Trade Union Congress has again given the federal government up till next week to act on their demands or risk an industrial action, just like the Nigeria Labour Congress has also threatened. President of the TUC, Mr. Festus Osifo, told journalists after a closed-door meeting with the Minister of Labour and Employment in Abuja that the Congress is tired of holding endless meetings and wants definite pronouncements from the President on their demands. Mr. Osifo also clarifies what seems to be a division between the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress, maintaining there is no crack in their ranks.
Our position was that by next week, when the president comes back, there should be categorical pronouncement. If you say there is a crack, well, you can interpret it, but for us, and left for us, we are addressing the issues to the best of our ability and what we think will be to the best of Nigerians at all. Because what Nigerians are interested in is not the method with which you use in achieving the result. What they are interested in is result, and that is our focus.
The Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Yusha'u Ahmed, is given the assurance that the kidnapped Corps members in Zamfara State will be released soon. He stated this when he appeared before the House Committee on Youth, where he outlined efforts made so far to secure the release of the Corps members. The committee, on its part, directed the NYSC DG to visit the families of those kidnapped within 7 days.
To sum it all, we are on it. And I want to assure the House members, God's willing, we will get these prospective Corps members out.
Welcome back. Under the purview of the Minister of the FCT are the 6 area councils, alongside infrastructure development and adherence to the Abuja Master Plan. The new minister, Nyesom Wike, has been on top of the situation, noting loopholes and areas of concern, especially as regards corruption and disregard for the Abuja Master Plan. We walk through a few of the challenges he's noted since he assumed office and commitments he has made to Abuja's residents. Mr. Nyesom Wike assumes office as the 17th FCT Minister, beginning by vowing to restore the Abuja Master Plan in 6 months. He equally promised to urgently address issues of security, revenue leakages, illegal markets and motor parks, poor transportation, among others.
All those people who are distorting the master plan of Abuja, too bad, too bad. If you know you have built where you're not supposed to build, it will go down. And all these people who are doing land marketing. And let me tell you, that period of land marketing is what? Over.
He embarked on his first inspection of the Abuja Metro Station in Idu and the airport station in his first assignment outside the office, frowning at the dysfunctional state of the Abuja Light Rail, directing the permanent secretary to complete payment to the Chinese concession company in order to conclude rehabilitation of the rails within 8 months.
The money for the rehabilitation is there. As we go back, I've already directed the permanent secretary to make sure that the contractor is paid, and then we'll be discussing on the issue of operational costs. We'll begin to see how in the next few months that we invite Mr. President to see that this place is commissioned for the public to use.
Next, Mr. Wike was at the site of the building collapse in the Garki area, where 2 persons were confirmed dead and 37 others were receiving medical attention for various degrees of injuries sustained. He reiterated that his plans to bring down illegal and dangerous structures will be reinforced, despite the outcry from some quarters after making the pronouncement.
Now that the government said this is what they turned to, we're not supporters. Rather, hold on. Rather, what you are doing is to go on the negative side. The government wants to destroy 6,000 buildings. Government wants to do this, government wants to do that. But don't come to the positive side by telling the public the action government wants to take is the appropriate thing government should do.
Mr. Wike takes a tour of some abandoned projects in the federal capital city, frowning at the lack of funding for the completion of various projects, including the residences of principal officers for the National Assembly and the official residence of Nigeria's vice president. He further highlighted that major projects, such as the Federal Secretariat, which has already gulped over 2.4 billion naira, and the construction of B6 and B12 roads leading to the city gate, will be completed by March of 2024.
These are very important infrastructure that will change the landscape of Abuja. And they've told us that, look, if the funding is there, in the next 6 months, they'll finish it. So what is holding all this? Those projects, I can assure you, in the next 7 months, all these 2 projects will be completed.
Mr. Nyesom Wike has also affirmed the president's approval of 2 billion naira as palliatives for the FCT. Mr. Wike gave the confirmation when he met the contractors in his office after the maiden Federal Executive Council meeting. According to the FCT Minister, 2 billion naira has been approved as palliatives for residents, indicating that the fund will solve primarily the challenge of transportation. He declared that although the federal government is looking for increased funding for projects, the FCT administration will also consider its internally generated revenue, and there will be no room for excuses from contractors.
We have not chosen which area, whether are you going to concentrate on food. We are thinking that, well, issue of transport is very important. In fact, today I was able to brief Mr. President that we are coming up with an idea that at least 2 months, 2 Saturdays in a month will declare sanitation. That is on 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Mr. Nyesom Wike announced 825.819 billion naira as compensation to Abuja indigents to pave the way for the construction of the second runway at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. He made the announcement after a negotiation meeting with the Minister of Aviation, Mr. Festus Keyamo, the officials from both ministries, and the representative from their agencies, as well as stakeholders from Jiwa, the affected community in Abuja. The 825.8 billion naira, according to the minister, is to incentivize the residents to vacate the community and seek their cooperation towards the completion of the 4.2-kilometer second Abuja runway project, originally awarded in 2022.
We signed the undertaking in order of understanding between the agreement reached between government and Jiwa community. And we believe by the grace of God, if that is done today, and tomorrow the money is paid to them, the contractors will no longer delay. They have to move to the site immediately.
While meeting with chairmen from the 6 area councils of the FCT Minister encouraged area council chairmen to form independent surveillance teams to apprehend illegal miners in the nation's capital. He also indicated setting up a security meeting to tackle kidnappings in the FCT, after he received information that 19 persons were kidnapped in Buhari Council just that day.
You know what I mean by 19 people in a local government, you know what they're talking about. So it's a serious issue that had to call the security emergency meeting.
Meanwhile, Mr. Nyesom Wike has indicated plans to seek collaboration with neighboring states to tackle insecurity in the nation's capital. He gave the indication when he received in audience a delegation from Nasarawa State led by Governor Abdullahi Sule at the headquarters of the Federal Capital Development Authority. He also gave out cars to 10 FCT Council chiefs, explaining that the gesture is part of efforts to achieve the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu.
please help in supporting government to fight insecurity. You know those who live within your communities. So you'll be able to identify those who look like strangers where you stay. I know that this Bibles to the glory of God.
The new FCT minister keeps a very tight schedule, and understandably so. There's a lot to be fixed in the nation's capital, and he has decided to step up to the plate no matter whose ox is gored. My guest on the program is a political analyst, Mr. Jide Ojo. He helps us take a critical look at the job ahead for the new minister of the FCT. What kind of reforms should he be looking at? And what partnerships should he prioritize? We have seen his will, but does he have the staff for the job? Will he make good on his promise to return the FCT to its original master plan? Please watch this. Mr. Jide Ojo, welcome to Dateline Abuja.
My pleasure.
Well, this is a continuation of our series. We're looking at the new ministers of the President Tinubu cabinet and what they're bringing to the table, what challenges they may be facing. And we are in the era of Wike in the FCT.
Interesting.
That's what we're calling this, the era of Wike. When he became FCT minister, I was shocked. Were you?
Was I shocked? Perhaps, yes. I knew, in my mind, I was thinking maybe he's going to Ministry of Works. But I think we also need someone of his personality in FCT.
Why'd you say that? Are you trying to say that the former FCT ministers have been rather calm, maybe not docile, but really very
complacent.
Too complacent.
They were just very calm personality. They didn't want to rock the boat. They didn't want to offend and step on toes. They actually were very, something that borders on non-committal.
Some may argue that Mr. Wike's approach may not work in the nation's capital, considering where we are. And like you said, lots of calm personalities that are bordering on complacent. Some might argue that it's possible to get things done without being very boisterous. What do you think about that?
That's true, but you also have tried. We've tried the calm people personality. The two last occupants in the last 8 years were quite very almost unobtrusive personalities. You hardly will know. They don't even have any much media hype around them. So you know what Wike is capable of doing.
Isn't that on purpose, though? The fact that you're an FCT minister in a nation's capital that houses the president, wouldn't it be wise, as some people would say, to keep it down a little?
No, he definitely will keep it down. Abuja is not Rivers, it's not Port Harcourt. But you need someone who is very bold and courageous, who will not mind who sources God. Someone like that is needed for because the rot is too much. And you had the challenge that was thrown by Mr. President at Nyesom Wike. He said, look, if I ask for free land, don't give me, but make the metro line work. Lagos has beaten us to it now, the Blue Rail. Lagos has beaten Abuja to it. But Abuja completed its own ahead of Lagos. The metro line functioned 2-3 years. And in fact, when it was functioning, it was more like a test transmission of sort, because it's from the airport to central area. And that's where it stops. And I saw that when Wike went visiting very recently, shocking revelations. So what we need is somebody who is dynamic personality, who will not fear face, who will not look at faces, who will do the right thing. I'm not saying it should be lawless. I'm not saying it should pull down buildings even when they have approvals. It should be lawful, but it should be committed. It should give Abuja a facelift. I hope he gets all of the support and the funding that it needs. Because, come to think of it, it's still 100% about 34 ministries will be sharing. So you say education, according to UNESCO, should get 26%. Agri should get 10%. So how do you share on that basis for 34 ministries, agencies and departments who still draws budget? So, and I don't know what his plans are to improve the internally generated revenue for FCT. But these are things I think he needs to calm down and listen to briefings of his directors and come up with a blueprint or roadmap.
Apart from funding, which is one of the major things that you've talked about right now, what are the challenges you think Mr. Wike is going to be facing?
Big manism.
Yes, Abuja is full of personalities, isn't it?
Former governors, former senators, former ministers are all there. And they will die him. They will frustrate him.
He said he's not scared.
Oh, he may not be scared, but when you have lawsuits left, right, and center, you are distracted. And people will pressure. Don't forget it's from the opposition. And he himself admitted that there are many people in APC who are not pleased with his appointment and with his the choice of posting. And
he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, isn't he? Not liked by a lot of people from the People's Democratic Party and not liked by a lot of people in the
APC who believes he has come to shorten their ration.
And that he's going to have to deal with the personalities of Abuja.
Oh, the heavyweights, the political heavyweights. Every 4 years they come and they never leave. From 1999, every set of National Assembly members want to own a house in Abuja, whether they are returning or they are not returning. So they buy properties there. And these are people with deep pockets. I dare say there is none, not to my knowledge, a former governor of this country that will not have a house in Abuja. He has to be able to dispense favors. This is the reality I'm seeing. I'm not being political here.
I would be scared to try to get favors from Minister Wike.
Oh,
he seems like a person that would record you while you were saying that.
Well, not that he will record you, but
he will embarrass you.
He may do that, but he may also learn the tricks of survivor in terms of he is brimming with energy. He wants to make impact. And if he sees that these people are going to frustrate him, what will he do? He negotiates. It's done all over the world anyway. You negotiate your way. Otherwise, they can frustrate you. This crop of leaders we have in National Assembly, and I'm not going to be particular, but it's in every system. They see you, maybe they want contracts, they want land, they want this and want that, and you want your budget to be passed and on time. There's what is called KIV. They kill it in view. They will not, they won't fight you. You know how these things...
Keep it in view.
they will not...
You analyst.
No,
we're thinking about it.
Okay, we are killing... Mr. Minister, in fact, your case, your budget, the committee has sat on it. 1 month down the line, the committee is still sitting. It's still in view. Meanwhile, you have...
kill it.
They won't kill it. They will kill it. They will keep it. So if they keep it in view for 6 months, what will you work with? Are you going to rely solely on your IGR? So there is a lot of negotiations to be done.
Well, when we're talking about Mr. Nyesom Wike, there's so much to unpack. But we do have to wrap it up there on the program. Thank you very much, Mr. Jide Ojo, for being with us on the program. And good luck with all the work you have ahead of you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
Thanks to Mr. Jide Ojo and to everyone who spoke to us today on the program. We will try to have as many conversations as possible to enlighten the populace and highlight areas of concern for those in office. The Minister of the FCT has his work cut out for him, and he has started on a high. Sustaining that high and meeting the developmental needs of residents of the FCT will be crucial for him. Meanwhile, his staff have been warned. Get on board or get out of the way of the Wike train. That's Dateline Abuja this week. Please let us know the happenings in your neighborhood using the social media handles showing right now on your screens. Thank you so much for watching. I am Kayla Magwa. See you next time.